Hey Periscope, it's Ebony. How's everybody doing today? I am here live in Dallas, Texas, in my car. I am headed actually into the building to teach debate. It is Thursday. I have my kiddos on Thursdays. Hey Intimacy Ministry, thanks for joining me, love. I'm actually headed in to go and teach debate here in just a moment to my kiddos. I have them every Thursday and I enjoy it. Hello, Repost. Thank you for joining me. We are doing public speaking right now with them, and I'm teaching them the components of a speech. Also, the poise, eye contact, engagement with your audience. I'm going over all of that with them right now, and they'll eventually do a live broadcast at the end of their semester with me. So we switched it up a little bit in debate this time, and kind of mixed it with some public speaking components, and they're really liking it. It's been a cool experience. But hey, Shaman, thanks for joining me. I wanted to talk to you guys really quickly before I go and teach my class with my children today, just about your repost and how they land you in the hot seat. And I know you say, oh, it's my personal page, and thank you guys for the heart love. I appreciate it. If you're joining me, make sure you heart it up so I know you're here. I love orange and green. But I wanted to talk to you all about your presence on social media and your repost. We are focusing specifically on your repost. And that's anywhere from your world star hip hop video post, your fighting post that you have with the kids getting into it, the grown women fighting kids after school, that whole nine. The inappropriate post of, nudity on it, whatever the case may be, the things that you feel like you should not post and keep private, and you second guess yourself when you do it, stop posting it. That's bottom line. And yes, your repost can put you in the hot seat, because guess what? Even though you didn't initially post it, you shared it on your page, which is consenting to whatever is going on, whether that's because you want to have an opinion about it. And even in that point, I'm very careful with what I post on my page, and I don't allow tagging without my permission. I will untag myself in a heartbeat on your party promotions, on, whether it's even something positive. You didn't ask me, so don't force me into something that I didn't contractually agree with you on. And a contractual agreement is even my word. So if you didn't ask me in advance, if you could actually tag me in something, get my consent on it, then I will remove myself. And you should do the same. Make that a practice. Don't allow people just to tag you in their party flyers and any of their promotions, because guess what? Maybe their event, while it may be positive, does not align with what you're doing. Right? So I really want to focus on this, because a lot of you, I've gotten emails, I've gotten tweets, text messages, just, how do you feel about reposting? I feel like you should use your better judgment, and when in doubt, don't repost. Yes, you can have it to where you have to approve each post, and which is what my settings are on all my social media. I have to approve the post in order for you to tag me in it. You can tag me, but it won't show up. And 9 times out of 10, if I don't know about it in advance, I don't care how positive it is, I will delete it. Because we didn't discuss that you could put my name on something. And maybe I have an event that it actually conflicts with what you're doing. And right now I have a strategy that I'm posting things regarding my event, my speaking engagement, or something I've already committed to someone else to support them in. So maybe it's not my event, maybe it's somebody else's event, but they've asked me in advance, so I've given my permission for them to use my name, or said that, hey, I will support you in this, let me repost it, we've got our game plan going on, and then here you come inserting your event. So now my audience is confused. Well, which one is she going to be at? Which one does she believe in? Which one aligns with what she's doing? So don't allow outsiders to confuse your audience, confuse your brand, and the perception other people have of you. Look, I call it all the time. It's called the me brand. And guess what that is? That means perception is success. Perception is your success. Your person is a brand. What people think of you is your success. Okay? So all that, I don't care what he or she says or thinks about me, you have to take that into account to a certain degree. But you can't completely ignore it. Because their perception, if they're the one that's doing the hiring and the firing, and what they think about you posting that fight of those two 13-year-olds fighting after school by the school bus and somebody jumping on the bus driver, if they think that's inappropriate or they're appalled by it, guess what? You don't get the job or you lose the job. Nothing on social is private. Nothing on social is yours. You put it in cyberspace, out there in the atmosphere, it automatically becomes whomever wants to judge you with their opinion, their perception. So your brand can't afford to have bad perception. You can't have people perceiving you in a derogatory manner, in a negative light. You have to make sure that your rapport that you build with people, the reputation that you have, the way you carry yourself, the things you post, repost, are appropriate. They're in alignment with what you stand for. So I don't want a lot of posts on my page. Hey, Embassy's Photog, thanks for joining me. I don't want a lot of posts on my page that are riddled with cursing. Okay? And thank you for the heart loves. I appreciate it. I don't want a lot of cursing on my page. Do I curse? Yes. I never said that I didn't. But I carry myself as a classy woman, so every other word is not going to be a curse word out of my mouth. Nor do you get permission to put that on my wall or any of my social media platforms. I need you to utilize the blocking feature. Become part of Team Block. Team Block it out. When you see things that are inappropriate, don't repost them. When things are bothersome to me that I think don't make sense in the world, sometimes I will take a synopsis of what I believe, and I'll say that on my wall. But everybody knows I'm very candid, so my brand speaks to that. The tell it like it is nature, being naked, seeing yourself naked. I don't operate under, this whole very silent, unopinionated. That's not me. It's no holds bar on this end. I stand for what I stand for. I'm firm in those things. And I'm okay with perhaps not being everybody's cup of tea. Right? But you have to know that in advance, so you can't sing woe is me when people perceive you a certain way, but that's what you're giving off, or that's what you intended for them to feel. You have to honestly look at things from a different lens. Ask a couple people in your circle, what is it I give off to you? What's 3 good things? What's maybe 2 bad ones that you feel like I should change? And if you start getting something that's consistent, guess what? The common denominator would be you. And that's a time to reflect, step back, get clear, and understand who you want to be and what you want to do. But if all you're doing is reposting party flyers and your posts are riddled with cursing, you got world star hip hop on your post every 5 minutes, then something's wrong. And if you're sweet as pie behind closed doors, make sure you bring that out and you get to deleting that. So if there's something that maybe you've had a change of heart in the past and you've said, okay, I've had that evaluation, I've got that clarity in my head, now it's time for me to move forward and turn over a new leaf, that's perfectly fine. But now it's time to go and clean up. So if you have those reposts that have put you in the hot seat, that have made your employer question or second guess your integrity, who you are as a person, then it's time to go and clean up. It's time for you to go and clean the house, get rid of those posts. Yes, social media, they hang out there, but the point is, at least you put forth the effort to make sure that your footprint looks a little better. You can't help what somebody's already screenshotted or, captured with their phone or whatever the case may be, forwarded to someone. You can't even do a thing about that now. Let it go. It won't be done. But, hey, Coach Kiana, thanks for joining me. But you have to make sure you remain focused and you do your part to clean up. It can be done. You can turn over a new leaf. That's what second chances are all about. That's what third chances are all about. It's the effort that goes behind it. So you can't give up just because, hey, maybe 2 years ago you were living reckless and the whole 9. But now you've cleaned up things to where you're giving back in your community. You're helping. You're more poised. You're more aware of who you are and where you're going and your goals and what you want to be. And so you focus more on what that looks like from an overall viewpoint so that other people can perceive your success. So let's go back. The Me brand. Success is perception. You want people to perceive that you are successful, you are put together. Yes, we are all human. We are all flawed in some form or fashion. But guess what? I work consciously every single day to be a better version of the person I was the last 24 hours. And that effort makes you successful. So you need to say that to yourself. Affirm that your success, the perception people will have of you, is so much different than what you've given yourself credit for. Hey B, thanks for joining me. I'm just talking really quickly on perception and the reason why Repost land people in the hot seat. So that's anywhere from World Star Hip Hop to the repost of cursing, party flyers that have the naked women or, suggestive type of things going on. You want to make sure that if that's not who you want to be, if that's not who you are, thank you, B. Thanks for joining and inviting your tribe too. If that's not who you are, you don't want people to perceive you as such, then stop reposting it. Because the moment you share, whether you sit there and quote the share or not, the moment you share, you have agreed to whatever is going on. Hey, Noya Breva, thanks for joining. Tori Wallace, 27. Thank you for joining me. We are talking about T. What's up? We're talking about reposting and how it can get you into the hot seat. Yes, sharing equals agreeing. Whether you sit there and you quote it and you say, oh, yes, it contributes to your personal brand. The me brand. That's what I like to call it. And success is perception. What people perceive you to be, whether they're dead center right or wrong, it's their perception that counts, right? So that hiring manager at that job that you're saying, oh, this is my personal Facebook, this is my Twitter, and this is my opinion only, and I can do what I want to. No. Your opinions, the things you share on Facebook, they belong to Mark in Facebook. That's the reality of it. They don't belong to you. Why do you think when people get into these criminal issues that they can go and get subpoena and get their records? Thank you for inviting people, Tori. They can go get the records and sit there and say, we need to see all of this. We need to know what's going on in their social media. Hey, Life Changing Skills, thanks for joining me. And I'm watching my watch because I teach at 2 o'clock, so I can't be here that long. I've got my kiddos for public speaking and debate. But yes, it's a public domain. So you have to be careful what you share and agree to. You are consenting. Anytime you sit there and you share any of those fighting videos or the ones with the parents beating on their kids or humiliating their children in public with the signs. And look, I'm not telling you how to rear your children. I don't think it takes all of that, but that's your business and you should keep it at home. And I dare not share things like that because I don't believe in public humiliation. You can get your point across without all of that, but that's a whole different scope. Hey, Rob, thanks for joining me. But the moment you share those things, you repost them, you say, I agree to this in some form or fashion. Nobody wants to care about your opinion. They don't want to hear it. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful when people tagging you in inappropriate things. Hey, Zorro, thanks for joining me. That's a tongue twister almost. You have got to be careful. That's why I don't allow people to tag me in things, especially if you didn't ask me in advance. Get my permission. Sometimes I don't mind. I help my friends all the time promote their events, promote their speaking engagements, things that they desire to do. I think that's what it's all about, is giving back and serving in places that you may not have the capacity to do much here. Yeah, people don't read the forms when they are signing to work for a company and giving consent. I have an HR background. I come from human resources. I write the policies that you guys ignore. Stop ignoring them. That fine print is there for a reason. Yes, we had a whole social media clause, 2 pages long is what I wrote. And it was based off of the things that I had witnessed going on social media and the reasons why we had to dismiss our employees. So don't just start going on autopilot, checking things off. Hey, thanks for joining me. Miss Gift Aries. Is that how you say it? But I've got 5 more minutes before I have to go and teach my kids. But I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that. I wrote a policy at my last company on social media because I witnessed our employees World Star Hip Hopping it up. Cursing like every other word. I didn't know if they even knew what a dictionary was. Posting these suggestive gift a rise. Nice. What do you do? I witnessed them taking things and having suggestive photos from the club, showing them plastered. And I said, hey, I went to our directors and our executives and our VPs, and I said, this is what we need. It's time. Because this doesn't align with our brand and what we speak to and what we want for our company. And there were a lot of people with pink slips that Friday. And while that is the toughest part of HR for me, I will tell you that our brand, our bottom line, our clients, and the prestige that our company had was more important to me. Because guess what that says to someone in human resources, or the person that is your employer, your boss? It speaks volumes to the fact that maybe you just are extremely disrespectful. You didn't read our policies. You don't stand, hey, exec mom, thanks for joining me. You don't stand for the same things that we stand for. You disregarded our brand and what we wanted for our brand. But most importantly, you disrespected yourself. Did you get that? At the end of the day, you didn't care about your livelihood. So don't be mad at me when I pass you a pink slip because you posted a 30-year-old woman and about 5 other people beating a little girl over a hamburger. Or because some he said, she said crap. You don't educate yourself. You don't get mad at the people that write the policies because we wrote them. We put them in black and white in a color that would not hurt your eyes. We put it in 12-point font, sometimes 13, so you could read it very clearly. We gave you a whole week to get orientated with the company and familiarize yourself with us. You had a facilitator and a trainer come in and go over policies with you. Hey, Ramona, thanks for joining me. And you still disregarded what we wanted and what we asked of you as your employer. So just think about your personal brand and what it says to other people, what it gives off, what they perceive it to be, the perception, and go from there. And if it's something that just doesn't sit right with your spirit, clean it up. And there's no time better than the present. I just want to share that with you because I got some tweets and some text messages and emails that kind of asked me how I felt about it. And I know people, you know, they start feeling some kind of way when they tag me and I untag myself. It's like, well, what is that about? I've gotten the whole she thinks she's all that. No, it's because I care about my brand. I have great pride in it. I've worked very hard for it. Yes, respect yourself and others will honor you. I've worked very hard for it. So I refuse to allow someone, whether you believe your event is positive or, you know, pristine or, you know, it's giving back and it's doing, maybe it just does not speak to what I'm doing. So it's not personal. It's just because I'm clear on what Ebony wants to give out into the atmosphere. And I'm clear on what my goals are and who I would like to work with, who I work with currently and their brands. And I have respect for that when I go about my life and about my career and the things that I agree to be a part of. So don't take it personally and stop doing that. It's business at the end of the day, okay? So go clean up those reposts, delete them, get rid of them, block those friends, team block that should not be part of your circle because you're perceiving that they are not in the area that you want to be in. So you move forward and it's okay. Yes, business is not personal. You guys have a good day. I gotta go. I'm gonna go talk to my little kids for the next 45 minutes, teach them some more about public speaking and just eye contact and being on camera because we're gonna do their speeches live on camera with their broadcasting class, who's running the board, the soundboard, the video, you know, all of that. I'm really excited about the direction that we're moving in, and so they're excited to see me. And so Miss Combs can't be late. I gotta go. Love you all. Brand me Ebony. Contact me online. info@iamebony.com is my email address, or iamebony.com. That's IAMEBONY, and I love to see you there online on social. Find me with the hashtag See Yourself Naked or brand me